Hey guys, so I had a couple of you ask me how to make a worksheet using Google so that way your students on Google Classroom can actually answer questions on the worksheet. I watched a YouTube video on this morning, so it's still pretty new to me, but the video I watched was really good, but it had a lot of extra stuff in it that I found I didn't need. So I'm going to show you what I did to create my worksheets for math. So first I went to the website where I got my work from. We've been using Pearson, and I really like Pearson, but it's not very Google Classroom friendly. You can assign it to Google Classroom, but then the students aren't able to manipulate the worksheet at all once they get there. So what I do is I'm going to go and find the worksheet I want, and it could be from any website, any worksheet. I'm going to download it, and it'll download as a PDF. I'm going to open that up. And then I'm going to zoom out so I can see the whole thing because I'm going to take a screenshot. So then I press Command-Shift-4, which will give you your little screenshot button, and you'll trace the whole worksheet, and it saves it as a picture file. Then I'm going to go into my drive. I'm going to click New and Google Slides. So here's the new Google slide I created. I deleted all of the extra stuff that was on there where it said add title and things because we didn't need that. And then I'm going to click File and Page Setup. It automatically sets it to widescreen 16:9, but since I'm using a worksheet that's usually on a printer piece of paper, I'm going to change this to custom. And my worksheet is an 8.5 by 11. It's a typical printer size. Click Apply, and now it looks like a worksheet, but we don't have our work on it yet. So you can either go to File and change background or insert background, or you can Control click and then click change background, which I found is easiest. You'll click choose image and you'll upload. Now for mine, I always forget where my screenshots are or what they named it at because it's always something random. So I just go to recent. And I know it's going to be the most recent one or one of the most recent ones I made. So then I double check to make sure it's the one that I want, and I can kind of see that's 14:3, and I can see the time that I took it. So then I click open. And it's going to load it as the background. Now, they won't be able to change anything on this background yet. So now what I do is I zoom in to 100% so that way I can see it a little bit better. And I'm going to add in some text boxes. Okay. Oh, it usually doesn't look this grainy. Maybe when you take your screenshot, maybe we just want to zoom in a little bit on it. Maybe not zoom out quite as much. And then that should help with that graininess. So here, let me try that. Let me do another screenshot because I don't like how that one looks. I'm going to miss my last one here. Never mind. That one's kind of garbage. Sorry, guys. Learned it this morning. You guys are my guinea pigs for this video. All right, here's my work. It doesn't have this thing at the top because this bar is in the way, but that's okay. And if I don't like this background, which I don't, I Control click, change background, choose image, and browse. Then again, I go to recent. It's going to be my most recent one, and I'm going to open it. Click done. It's a little bit better. My ones before this were way better than this. Sorry. But it still does the trick. So then you have to add in some text boxes so that they can actually answer these questions. So I've been drawing a text box and I've been outlining it. Oh, that's the highlight. Here we go. I've been outlining it like in a bright blue so that they can see it a little bit better. And I've been changing the text to red. And I'll put type answer here. And then you can change the size of it. And I just leave it next to the question so that they know, oh, if my answer is A, they can click here and just type A. And it shows their answer. Or if you want them to show some work, they can type it here. So type answer, whoops, here. And I like it centered if it'll let me. Doesn't look like it will, but that's okay. All right, so now I'm going to copy this because I don't want to have to go through all the steps all the time. So I press Command-C, and it'll copy it to my clipboard. And then I can go here and do Command-V, which will paste it. And then I can move it wherever I need to. Command V, put one right there. Command V, put another one here. When it comes to the written responses, I like to make the box match where the line is, just so it looks a little bit nicer. So, oops, come on. There we go. So then you can just kind of line it up so the answer will be on the line. This is also nice if you want a label and you're trying to get your students, especially in like 4th, 5th grade, to label their work, you can put a line and then say miles. So they know, oh, I have to label miles, and they can just change this. And that'll help too. We go down here, Command V, and I'll just drag another one on down. Answer it there, and last one. And whoops, come on, computer. It's not liking the screencastify when I do this at the same time. Okay, so now that I'm on my last one and it's a written response, I'm gonna make it as big as the lines. That way they can feel free to type as much as they need to. So they can type, my answer is 72, whatever it is, because I did this and this and this. And then they can just type their answer. And they can always skip lines too if they don't like it being in the middle of the line. And it'll help kind of keep it a little bit straighter. So this is how I made my worksheets. Type answer here. Okay. And the amazing thing about Google is it automatically saves it for you, so you don't have to worry about losing any of this hard work. Then what you do is you go to your Google Classroom. And once you get to your Google Classroom, you're going to create a new assignment. Now for mine, I did all of my worksheets on the same slide because I didn't want them seeing a bunch of different worksheets and getting overwhelmed. So I did the daily Common Core review, the reteach, and the practice all in the same document, but on different slides. So what I did is Control click, and you can either copy the slide or you can click, oops, how did I do this last time? Control click, duplicate slide. And this will get you slide 2. But then you can change the background. So if I wanted the background for the reteach, now I go to reteach. Same thing, I'm going to download it. After I download it, I'm going to zoom out so I can see the whole paper. And then you can either download here and save it as PDF, or you can just screenshot it from here. Save yourself a step. So then you don't want the same exact worksheet, but it's easier to keep these text boxes and just kind of move them around as you need to. So I control click the background, change background, choose image. I'm going to upload the image. And then again, it'll be recent, and it'll be probably my most recent one if you're doing the same steps that I am. If you're downloading all of them first and taking your screenshots and then changing it, you might have to search a little bit more. Click done. So now you've got your reteach on here. And then you can kind of change where these boxes go. So up there is the example. If you wanted it down here in number 1, you can just move it down here and adjust. Same thing with this one. And same thing with this one. It's too big, so we can adjust it down and move it on over. And then I've got, I won't need this one here. And this one I can move down. That way, instead of having to make a ton of new text boxes, I can just reuse the ones I already had, and it saves a lot of time because then you just resize them and type answer here. That's it. So then you've got these 2, and then you could add a 3rd worksheet, a 4th, however many you need. And it'll all be on the same document, 14.3 or whatever your lesson is. So when you go into your Google Classroom and you click classwork, you're going to create an assignment. And then once it loads, you'll title it. So I'll title it 14.3, and I'll say do all worksheets on the Google Slides. And then you'll add from Google Drive. So again, recent is your best friend because then you don't have to search for it. And it's going to be 14.3, and this yellow box tells me it's a Google slide. And I'll click add. Now, after that, I need to change this because otherwise this isn't any better than the Pearson worksheets because they can only view the file. They can't manipulate it. And I don't want that they can edit it because that means they can all see what every single kid edits. You want to make a copy for each student. That way, each student will get their own copy and they can submit it. So then you will choose your due date. So this would be for my next week. You'll choose your topic, and then you can either assign it or you can schedule it. So I've already done one or a couple for this week, and I'll show you what they look like. So 14.1, covering regions. They'll click the Google slide. And then here is their worksheet. And then they'll be able to go through here. They'll be able to type in their answers, and then they'll be able to submit their work to you. So they can easily see with changing that font color to red instead of having it being black, they can see where they need to type their answers and they can see how many questions they have. So like on the reteach where it has the examples at the top, they're not going to think that they have to answer it because it doesn't have an answer box like it does here. And like I did on this one, if it asks a specific question, like a two-part question that students usually only answer the first part, I made sure that I put area and exact or estimate so they could delete the one that they didn't need and leave the answer that they did need. So I hope this video helps you guys. If you have any more questions, you can feel free to email me, marissa.manring@sunnysideschools.org, or you can look it up on YouTube. There's a lot of really great tutorials out there to help you. All right, I'll see you later.